Okay, before Joy Agenda starts, we are got some big news.
Very exciting announcement.
Very exciting announcement. We're not doing it now.
No. This is just the tease.
This is a tease.
We told you at the end of last episode, we teased the start of this episode. So this is the big tease that there's a big announcement coming.
There is a big announcement coming, so make sure that you subscribe in the feeds so that you don't miss the big announcements.
Yeah.
And
which will be happening next episode.
Next episode.
We're going to tell you. Oh, it's very exciting to do with this podcast and what we're going to be doing. So thank you so much for listening and enjoy this episode. Hello, welcome to Joy Agenda, the podcast all about joy with me, Hannah Campbell.
And me, Jay We are, as always, in the Monkey Barrow podcasting studio, and we are not alone.
No.
We have fabulous guests. We have a comedian and writer, Alex Kealy.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on the pod, Alex. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I've just arrived into Edinburgh for a weekend at Monkey Barrel, so
Lovely.
I'm great. I'm very excited.
Good. You said you went for a run before. That was great.
Just went for a run. No brag here. Lovely little. I mean, it was meant to be an 8K, and I went for a 5K, so it was pathetic.
But you do have to deal with the Edinburgh Hills. So.
I know that was bad, but it's we're 48 seconds into the podcast, and I'm already telling you that I'm running a marathon in 9 days. That's how quick I can get into that.
We need to know.
Which marathon?
I'm running the Milan Marathon.
Oh, she fancy.
Which is very exciting. It's very minimal. I wanted Italian-based music to listen to run to, but there's no so I'm going to be listening to the drinking song from La Traviata. Is that on what BPM is that? It's unclear.
I have no idea.
Did
you want to listen to Italian music because you think when you run the Milan Marathon that there'll be a lot of when the moon hits your eyes?
Yeah, you've got to get into the vibe. Yeah, exactly.
You immerse yourself in the culture. Yeah.
And what in this one day after we've struck out for the moon again as a civilization, I've got to have a moon at the
Did you watch the moon?
I did the moon thing. No, I didn't. I read about it. I didn't watch it.
We watched it,
and was it exciting?
It's fairly underwhelming.
Yeah,
I mean, I was. If you think about it, it's pretty immense. But BBC, in their usual way, and I don't know if it was NASA or BBC, but for quite a lot of the launch, it looked like it was going down. Oh, because the angle that they did it in, it was kind of going this.
Curving, yeah.
And on the TV, it was about the perspective. Do you know they should have Instagrammed it.
Strap a GoPro in front of that thing and just straight up. Yeah,
but it did look. I kept going. It looks like it's going down. Doesn't look like it's going up.
Oh my god, everybody's getting Challenger flashbacks.
I think that is the perspective.
Yeah, the curvature of the earth.
Camera angle that it's at, I hope. So a lot of it was spent going, is it okay?
But they seem fine. They're on the way to the moon.
Fine.
But it's the least exciting bit, right? In terms of narrative drama, we're like, this is the first expedition. They're going to go further than anyone's ever been before. Anyway, you're watching the beginning bit, which will obviously look exactly the same as every other launch that you've seen for astronauts going up to the ISS. So it's it's like getting excited about a marathon at the start line.
Yeah.
Every race has a start line. 100 meters has a start line.
Yeah,
it was. I mean, it is that sort of hope they don't die. But
hopefully.
We don't need when they're going up.
We don't need a challenger,
right?
We don't need that.
But obviously, because it is that thing where because all the kids are there, and and you're kind of going, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's kind of mad that we found we've got a 5-second delay for the Oscars in case they drop a swear word, but we don't have a 5-second delay for what if an astronaut dies in front of a kid.
Yeah, exactly. And you think we'd have learned,
You think so?
So they're going the furthest anyone's ever gone. But they're still just going round the moon, not just round the moon. I mean, whatever.
Round the moon.
I mean, I should run a marathon. Just round the moon. But they're not going to Mars. They're just going round the moon.
To Mars.
Oh, well, I don't know if this is accurate or not, because sometimes I believe things that are told to me just without doing any research. So this, they're not using the moon's curvature.
Gravity.
Yeah, but so normally they use the gravity. They're not doing that thing.
Right. Okay.
Because it kept going on about how it's the most powerful rocket, and I was like, well, why does it have to be more powerful? Because they're still going the same place they were going the last time in the least powerful rocket, and apparently it's got something to do with because they're not doing
using
the
it.
slingshot thing.
So doing like a bigger loop that's more about the rocket, just sort of
I think
swerving
so.
in.
I think
I want to say mid-air, mid-vacuum.
I think they're going round the moon, but maybe they're doing it further away, so they're not using it. They're far
not
enough away that
using
the
it.
gravity is not
All
going
of
to
this
help.
could be bullshit.
No, I
Somebody
because-
said that to me, and I went, "Oh."
Because that was going to be my headline this week, but then I found a more interesting story.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the story that's going to dick on the resumption of lunar exploration after
Hannah,
50 years.
Going to the moon. Nah.
I can't wait.
Because I brought in a space story before, so I was like, and I had
You
it
have
all set
done
up in the
space
thing, and I
before.
was like, and then my friend was like, what about this one? I was like, yeah, I'll use that one instead. So we'll
loving
see when
that.
we get there.
But
So
Milan, full marathon, half marathon.
Full marathon.
Oh,
Never
yes.
done one before.
Never done it.
Yes.
You might die.
I might
be
die.
like the thing.
I have
that
done my
always,
training, but yes, I could die.
That always freaks me out.
it might, yeah.
It freaks me out. People die in marathons all the time. It is
Yeah.
underreported. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, Joel Dommett is ripped and he's still passed out. So, you know, and I'm not ripped. I'm just a guy, a beanpole man.
But you've got the physique of a runner, though. Like
Yes.
Joel Dommett, you can be ripped, but I think that's more weight to carry,
That's
isn't
true.
it?
You can be
Whereas
ripped
you've
and not
got
fit.
a proper
Yes.
runner's physique.
He has the ripped stability. He has the ripped physique of an emotionally stable man, whereas I have the thin, the thin physique of a warrior that probably does
But
work. for
classic
marathon running.
runner.
I think
I
so.
would say.
Greyhounds are the least chill dog around, and that's why they're so bloody fast.
Yeah.
So what made you want to do the marathon? What was like, this is the time that I'm going to do one?
My wife is having a baby in 3 months, and there was very much a like, if you're going to do this, could you do this now rather than just after? And I was
That
like,
is a really
that's correct.
Common thing for
Get it done
men who
now.
are expecting babies to run. I know so many people.
Is it unusual that men whose wives are pregnant have found a way to fuck off
Yeah.
and train?
They're like, I don't play golf, so I'm going to need to get something else to get me out of the house for a couple hours every night. I know I'll start running. Well, okay.
I'm getting it done in the pregnancy phase, so I'm fully there for the
Yes.
post-birth bit.
Yeah.
And
And I'm getting it done in the, we're done 2.5 months before. That's the
fine.
plan.
I have my brother-in-law, who is very fit, ran a marathon. He ran the Edinburgh Marathon, and he only ever did it once. And I don't think he enjoyed it. But then you find other people who bloody love it.
Yeah.
A lot of women in their in my stage of life, in the perimenopause stage of life, find running. I won't be.
I've never enjoyed running.
No.
I'm always like, this is so boring.
Yeah.
But I feel like, do you get the runner's high?
I do, I think. And
Yeah.
it feels great after. I think
Yeah.
I've had one where I did really hit a wall. The longest one I did in training, the last like 5K were very bad.
Yeah.
Not good.
So because you're only supposed to, you build up to it, isn't it? And you're only supposed to do the full length once beforehand. Is that right?
I hope not, because I've not done that.
You've not done
I
it.
don't even
I've
think
done
you're
it.
meant to. I
I've
think
done-
you
You're
do
not-
like
oh,
30
I've done like
Ks
30,
or something.
I've done
Oh,
like
you do-
32, and
Yeah.
then
Because
you
you
don't
just leave that last little bit for a surprise on the day.
of course. And everyone says that.
This is fucking awful.
Everyone says that the final quarter is like the final half. Like, it's like emotionally, you've only done half of it at 20 miles, and the last 6 miles are like emotionally the second half of the race.
Wow.
So I just haven't experienced the second half of it
Hopefully,
emotionally.
though, the Milan Marathon will be better, because I always think that the actual... I've watched a lot of friends run the marathon in Edinburgh, and I think that it's a really bad course, because they basically, for that last bit in the Edinburgh Marathon, you run out to, is it Moss, whatever that fucking power station?
Yeah, is it because you run past like Musselburgh, right?
Yeah,
you go
and
out way out to like
and then,
Preston
but then you
Pans.
basically turn round
Yeah.
and you know what you've already run,
No,
and you've got
so
to
you have
run
to
it
run
back.
back on yourself.
Yeah, you run back
I
on
know, it's
yourself.
like you're then running
And
into
it's
the wind.
And it's the last bit, it's the last 6 miles, and apparently a lot of people have said Edinburgh is the toughest because of that, because it's not the toughest terrain, it's the flattest bit.
Yeah.
But emotionally it's pretty horrendous, because you
You
know
just
how
turn
far
back.
you've just come.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, well, I'm glad I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one.
The Milan Marathon's like one of the flattest. There's just 3 kilometres of cobbles, so I'm very delighted to be doing some cobble running this this weekend. So I know that's not the name in Edinburgh, but very excited for that. And then I'm going to go watch the Glaswegian band The Twilight Sad afterwards, who come and sit here in Milan that night.
Oh, wow.
I'm having a great weekend.
What a lovely weekend.
Very
And then lots
good.
of good Italian food.
And get some great Italian food.
You'll be able to carb
load on
properly.
pasta.
Yeah. I think the sports science has moved on from pasta, but I choose to ignore that. I think
Ignore
when I'm in Milan,
I think
I will
so.
be
Pasta and a couple
exactly,
glasses of wine, you're good to go.
got to
Loosen
pasta.
yourself up.
Wow. Are you running it for charity?
Yes,
What is the charity?
Medical Aid for Palestinians, which
Amazing.
is a good charity.
Fabulous.
So, I'm well off my target. So if you would like to retroactively, I don't know when this episode is coming out, but you'll get to assess.
When are you doing it?
I'm doing it on the 12th of April.
Yes, it'll have,
Great.
It'll have passed by
Well, look,
then.
if I've died,
Yeah.
I think you've got to.
Oh,
if
you
I
have
die,
to.
you've got to chip in, please.
Yes.
I think so.
Does everyone go on onto Alex's on your Instagram, on your bio, and give him some money,
My
please?
in memoriam page.
In memoriam.
If I died.
Hopefully not. I don't think you will.
Chuck some in the collection.
But
at
it's
the funeral.
just, where we're drawing parallels between you running a marathon and the moon.
Yeah, exactly. And expectant fathers who can't even be bothered to do subtext and will literally run from their problems. Yeah.
Why not? Why not? Is this your first
It's my
child?
first, yes.
Are you
How
excited?
exciting.
Very exciting.
Amazing.
That's got to be the main joy on my agenda, and anything else I say. But yeah, that is very exciting.
Oh.
Well, shall we ask? We'll ask you the question.
Ask the question.
Okay, Alex, tell us what brings you joy.
It's music, isn't it? It's just music in general. If that's not too wide a topic.
No, pass it in with the music.
but yeah,
What's your favourite genre?
Ooh, I mean, I do like a band like the aforementioned Twilight Sad, who, if listeners don't know, which they're not as big as they should be, but they're the sort of the Cure love taking them out on tour and have taken them on tour a lot in the last 20 years, and it's sort of very moody, reverby, noisy guitar with like quite sort of haunting Glaswegian singing over that. That's very. Is
I like
very
a bit
depressing.
Of haunted Glaswegians.
Oh yes.
Is there any other type?
That's the only one.
Just we're all haunted.
Which Sonny? I mean, Belle and Sebastian from Glasgow. I know.
Belle and
Yes.
Sebastian are from Glasgow.
But they're quite like they feel upbeat from their like vibe and music, but the lyrics can be quite sad. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's a perfect. So yeah. So who do you think is the best person you've seen live?
Oh, I really enjoyed. Radiohead like 20 years ago in Austria. I saw them, and it was on the In Rainbows tour, and that's like for me their best album. And then it's always nice when you sing an artist on their best album doing their that album like nearly in full, and then it's like I still like stuff they've done after that, but I now know that I got them at the exact moment when
That's
the
cool.
albums after aren't quite as good,
Yeah.
and they're pushing out
saw the peak.
music. Exactly. There's
Yeah.
lots of there's at least a couple of bands now that I can't see because I would enjoy seeing them, but I know that I now would be seeing them worse than their peaks. I don't. What are your favourite bands that you've seen?
I saw the full lineup of Fleetwood Mac 10 years ago now, just over 10 years ago, and in a very strange bit where they weren't all fighting. I think they were probably still shagging.
Yeah. But
and
not
they were-
actually in relationships anymore, but
No,
just
no,
doing sort of
yeah.
like posts.
and not dead. So that was good as well. And yeah, that was amazing. I cried a lot.
Yeah.
I cried like 3 times.
Well, that's
And
that's a real bucket
I
list.
took my mum and dad, and it was like I think it was a weird thing because I just got married. It must be 14 years ago because I think I hadn't long got married, and I just felt like a very adult thing to do. I took my mum and dad to go and see a band that they introduced me to when I was a child, and we get to see them all together for the first time in God knows how long, and it was immense. It was pretty good.
That's so cool.
That's very
Yeah.
cool. That's a real bucket list. Like, I
Yeah,
did
it
that
was
one.
proper. Like I still dream about it.
Oh,
I know.
that's really cool. That's great.
The closest I've come to that, which is a billion miles away, is that do you know this place Stereophonic, which is like I can't believe it's not Fleetwood Mac the play. Like it's like they got like one of the guys who left Arcade Fire 10 years ago before all the problematic stuff happened with them wrote some music where it's basically what if Fleetwood Mac's rumours, and then it's a play about them writing it, but it's like a made up band, but it's obviously Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
And it's so good. And then the stage is like a sound booth, and so you're watching that like all the actors are also musicians, and there's like whole bits where they're like playing song, and it's great. But it's like, what if Fleetwood Mac? Yeah.
That's great.
What about you?
Well, listen,
It's going to be, isn't it?
Alex, stop laughing at me.
She's of our generation.
I am what we call a basic bitch. Okay, so listen, it's the Eras tour Taylor Swift. Okay, and I'm not. And listen, it is
Say
what
it proud.
I like.
Say it with your chest.
Okay,
Say it with your chest.
right. This is what I like. So, and it was unbelievable. And I love Taylor Swift, and I've listened to her for many, many, many years. And I've seen her once before in concert, but the Eras tour was something else. 3.5 hour mega marathon.
Murrayfield?
At Murrayfield.
Great.
First night in Murrayfield.
That might have been when that's when my wife saw the Eras tour. So you might have been at the same gig.
Might have
An
been.
intimate gig with her and 70,000 other people.
Probably sat next to her.
She was the one in sparkly clothes. You might have spotted her.
Cowboy
Yeah.
and a hat.
Complaining about her husband was doing too much running. Yeah.
That's
exactly.
her. That does narrow it down, that one, actually. Yeah.
And I think just like it was just such like so much girlhood. There's just a great vibe of everyone there and everyone dressed up and made an effort. And I've never been to a concert like that where everybody's just like on board with everybody and she's unbelievable. And it was just nice to see all the songs. And yeah, it was amazing. It was like best concert I've ever been to.
You did. I think you were very happy.
I was very happy.
You were happy before it. You were happy after it. It was a nice period of time.
And then I did get really bad COVID after it because it was a super spreader event, but it was all worth it. Was all worth it.
You'd have hoped that an outdoor venue would have been okay, but there's just so many people and there's so much singing and people project the particles.
Recently that I saw that was brilliant, that I've been a fan of for a long time, was Lord Huron. They came to Edinburgh and they were unbelievable. And I've been a fan of them like from their first album. They brought their new album and they were brilliant. They were so good. Yeah, it was just an unbelievable show. And they're just so talented musically and their songs are, they were really, really good. Better than I thought they were going to be.
Never heard of them.
They do, you'll know their really famous song.
They're
it's
not
been
in
on
the
like
90s or the 70s.
Yeah, they're brilliant. I love
or
Lord Huron.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
The other one that I've seen, like of my own generation, that was amazing was I saw Alanis Morissette.
Oh wow!
25-year Jagged Little Pill, which was actually nearer to 30 years, but because it got cancelled and rescheduled 3 times for COVID. But what she did was she had visual artists and filmmakers make films for every one of her songs.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
So while she was performing, there was like all these amazing like kind of visuals going along with the soundtrack of Jagged Little Pill, which I thought was really cool.
That is really cool.
And she has so much energy, and she gave me a lot of hope that the menopause won't kill me.
No, it won't.
And that I'll still be vibrant and creative,
thriving
like Alanis.
Actually,
she ran about that stage like she was 22,
living her best life. Actually, what was the first concert you ever went to? Was it just people's first sort of concert?
Quite weirdly, it was a school trip to see. I did Russian at school for one of my levels, and we went on a school trip to go and watch the musician Zemfira, who was playing at the Shepherd's Bush Empire. Quite a big Russian emigre community in London that could fill the Shepherd's Bush Empire, including genuinely Roman Abramovich was sitting up there and was pointing out at one point a different time, 2006. He bought Chelsea. We weren't looking into the origins of that wealth quite as carefully. So that was the first. A bit of a weird. She's great, and she's also. I think she's now had to fully. She's one of the few Russian artists that has. She's spoken out very heavily against Putin and has left Russia and is
and will never return.
Yes, I think it's very hard. But yes, she's great. She's very good. But it was sort of a weird one where it was like 20 but boys from boarding school going to watch a Russian gig at Shepherd's Bush Empire, and I was like, I think a lifelong relationship with rock music has just started in this very normal.
People's first one always weird. My first one was I was maybe 13 or 14, and it was the X Factor live tour.
Amazing.
With the year Leona Lewis one.
That's great. That's a good year, though, right?
Good year. Wait, I remember it was me and my friends, and we got driven to the SECC, and it was our big night out in Glasgow, and we were so excited to go and see it. It was such a random first concert. But
who else was on that bill? Do you remember anyone?
Oh my
who
God.
else was that year?
Who was the Leona Lewis? I only remember Leona Lewis. Who else was on that? That's terrible.
God,
I can't remember.
Who knows?
Who came second? I can't actually remember. They're
That's
also not
someone
doing
who's
very well.
lasted. There are people.
Yeah.
There are some where I would genuinely go. I went to the X Factor tour when Matt Cardle won. I'm like,
Steve.
well, no.
Steve fucking did it. Yeah.
We only remember Steve because the guy said his name, such as Steve.
Yeah. What was yours?
I was honestly trying to remember there, and I think it would have either been Kylie Minogue.
Ooh, that's a good
that's
one.
great.
Or New Kids on the Block.
Oh,
That's pretty
okay.
Good. I don't know if they were the same year or I can't remember which one was first. It might have been New Kids on the Block, but I was
Some
very
good
much in my
ones.
boy band
Yeah.
era of, and I would have been 9 or 10 or something like that. Have you ever taken anybody to their first gig?
I don't think I have. No.
That's a dad-daughter thing. I'd be excited to do in the
yeah,
future.
in the
Gotta work
future.
out who's leading that though. Am I imposing my tastes, or am I reluctant?
We do. There's just
Yeah.
no two ways about it.
Yeah, are you imposing, or are you going to K-pop Demon Hunters?
Well, exactly.
Listen,
What's K-pop
what
Demon
I
Hunters in
shouldn't-
7 years? Like trends move so quickly.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to find
But
out what the
honestly,
future.
I would take my wee one to K-pop Demon Hunters because what an actual tune!
It is-
Honestly,
it is good.
it's the whole album is wall to wall bangers.
Yeah.
Not a bad song on it.
The ones I've heard are very good.
It's really, really good. I'd be happy with that. I took my brother to his first gig, and I'm now trying to remember the name of the band. It was a very worthy. God, what were they called again? Is it Two Doors Down?
Two Door Cinema Club.
Oh no! It was
that's a
like
throwback.
rap, and it was a kind. Oh my God! What was? Anyway, it was very American, kind of that period in the late 90s where it was kind of rap, but also kind of rock, and there was a lot of bands.
Right.
There was a lot of bands who were like, I'm so sad and American, and it's all very bad.
But kind of like Limp Bizkit-y.
Kind of Limp Bizkit-y, yeah, but it wasn't Limp Bizkit.
There's such a funny guy on, to explain this on the medium of a podcast, not necessarily helpful, but there's a guy on Instagram that I discovered like 2 nights ago. Showed my wife it. She didn't find it funny at all. But there's a guy who's got like that type of like closely cut hair with very like blonde highlights, but not all the way down to the root, and he's frosted tips. There we are. Thank you, frosted tips.
I am from the 90s.
It's like perfect frosted tips, and he's got like black t-shirt with like very like vibrant pictures of like kind of like almost like himself, and then he's just doing all these very funny self-aware perfect renditions of various different songs in the exact mode of that kind of 90s singer. So, but it's like Call Me Out by Paul Simon, but just him being like, I'll be your bodyguard and you can call me. And it's like stunning. But it's just like incredible where it's like his singing is so good because it's that perfect thing where I feel like all those singers are stuck in their nose and it's like exactly one perfect like quarter of a note off what it should be, but because it's that the whole way through, it's like I guess it's a decision. I guess you are a technically good bad singer. Like how has that happened? But it's very good.
What they were called again? They had it was like that whole, and you'll hear a lot of this when we do launch our new thing. The needle drops were very of that time. But it's that just guys, I'm sure they were called something like two doors down or two something about a neighbour. And they had lots of worthy songs. And we went to the SECC.
Yeah.
And it was he loved it. Loved it. And I would have been 17 because I could drive, so he would have been 13 or 14. And it was a real like brother sister bonding moment.
That's
it was nice.
Do you have similar music tastes with like your family and siblings?
Yeah, I do. We do now. I mean, like Oasis and all these things that we grew up together with, and Aladdin and Jasmine song from
great.
We do always, whenever there's a karaoke happening, my brother and I always do Gangster's Paradise.
Oh, great.
Fantastic. A song that I heard Weird Al Yankovic's Amish Paradise before, and it's one of those things that my brain intellectually knows which song is first, of course, but emotionally I'm like, well, of course Weird Al Yankovic is the original version, and they copied it, made about gangsters. But it's just like it's in my soul, the Amish Paradise version.
Love it.
Do you enjoy doing Gangster's Paradise at karaoke?
I love it once I get a few.
Yeah, you like ironic as well. That's one that I've seen you do that in karaoke.
Oh yeah, I've done it ironic. It's You Ought to Know that I usually do.
Oh, so it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've now just the stand love me doing that so much that I'm not allowed to choose. I'd actually chose 9 to 5 the last time, and then they just went, no, you sang You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette. Everybody waits for it. We enjoy it.
This is like, what you have to do.
But do you enjoy it because I'm bad at it or because I'm good at it? I don't know. I don't know if I'm having the piss taken out of me or not. Which I don't mind either way. I just like to know.
Yeah, I think you're quite good when I've seen you do it. But we also have all been very drunk.
We have been very drunk.
I quite like a double karaoke choice of having Working 9 to 5 and Gangster's Paradise as like the two different ways you can approach navigating society.
Navigating to the day.
Absolutely.
Life choices.
Yeah. Anything else that brings you joy, Alex, other than music?
I mean, lots of. But I mean, I love a board game. That's a big one for me.
Game.
What's your board game of choice?
I mean,
are you a classic man, or are you more into this newfangled Catan?
Probably more the B. I would say like Risk, for instance, makes you quite angry, and I think I've used phrases like "we're just rolling dice." Like it's not. There's like no. Some people try and say there's like a skill to it, and there's just like there's not. Like I quite enjoy it, sort of. Yeah. But there's no. There's no skill, and there's also like. I think I'm basically just sort of a maths nerd that loves like strategy games. Okay. But then people will be like, "Oh, you like board games? You must love the Traitors." I'm like, no, that involves lying, a skill that I do not have and resent. like I don't have the ability to play. I find it so. There's a game we've played with some friends called Chameleon, which like theoretically. I mechanically understand is fun, but like the game is that you basically there's like a board in that there's like a grid in the middle which has 16 squares, and in each of those squares is like an example of a category, like a book, and be like Lord of the Flies, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Great Gatsby, and then everyone is handed a card which tells you which square on the grid it is, and so everyone can see it's like The Great Gatsby, except one person who's just the card says Chameleon, and you are you don't know what the book is, and then you have to fake knowing it when everyone goes around in a circle without saying it, but going like, this book is about and then you have to, and then like as soon as I get the Chameleon card, I just start sweating and crying. Like I just say, I don't want to lie to my friends. I'm having a nice evening with them.
I just like they should put that on the box, and I mechanically understand this is fun. They need to use that as a quote, but technically it's fun, but I don't like it. So you like more of like a strategy where there's some sort of skill involved, not just like luck.
So like, what's your favourite?
I like Catan a lot. I think I like do you not like
Catan? I like Catan.
I've never played Catan. I'm only aware of its existence because it's in now every film and television programme going. Everybody is playing it, and I'm like, whatever happened to Monopoly? You know, what about that Boggle? You know, I like Kerplunk. Kerplunk.
We don't play Monopoly anymore because Monopoly was satirising how unfair capitalism is, but we totally solved that problem, and that's why we don't play it anymore now, right, guys?
Monopoly Deal is elite compared to. Have you played Monopoly the card game?
Everyone tells me Monopoly Deal's great, and I've not yet.
Unbelievable. Because it's like done in like 15 minutes. It's quick. It's the same idea, and it's so good. And there is skill involved because you have to. You can keep properties. You can get rid of them. Play cards at a different time. It's great. I got really obsessed with Monopoly Deal.
I got quite obsessed with Dobble.
What the hell's Dobble?
Have you ever played
Is that
Dobble?
Garden Centre?
Dobble is like
Is
a
that
card
like
game.
No.
Dobble is like a card game where there's different images on your card and you have to double it before. It's like Snap, right? It's like a more difficult Snap. And I was introduced to it by Tom Stade.
Right.
And he's a very loud man.
Yeah.
We played Dobble in Iceland, and I think the whole of Iceland could hear us. I got quite, and I've just recently rediscovered it because we did that. It was quite a long time ago when we were on tour, and I've rediscovered it, and I found that there was a Marvel Dobble, so I've been teaching it to my wee one, and he loves it because it's Marvel, and we've had a really good time with it. And I played a lot of board games during COVID online. Liam Withnell, friend of the pod, big fan of board games, and there was loads. We did lots that were to do with like. It was kind of like a very intense Cluedo, but not Cluedo.
Oh, okay.
There's if you play 221B Baker Street, which is just like Sherlock Holmes Cluedo, but the like the story that you have to like solve it quite a lot. You know, there is no solving it in Cluedo. It's just which of these 3 variables are these 8 different. Whereas like in this, it's like you have to work out the mad thing that Sherlock Holmes would have worked out
in his mind palace.
Yeah. Which sounds fine at the start, and then you get half an hour in and you're like,
I feel like we'll have a board game day.
We should.
You can teach me
Dobble, and I'll teach you Catan.
Dobble takes about 5 minutes to learn. I feel like Catan looks difficult.
No, it looks difficult. It's not. It's pretty easy. I don't like it with ships though. I don't like the extension packs.
I love the extension packs.
I don't understand. There's too much going on.
So
Like
excited.
there's fucking ships, and then there's other. I'm just like, it's a bit much, but they are good. Do I need to persevere with these extension
my
packs?
genuinely very nerdy reason for thinking expansion packs are good is that it creates 3 or 4 different additional dynamics in the game, which means that in the original base version, sometimes if you choose badly at the beginning and you're unlucky for a few rolls at the beginning, you are fucked, and that's just you're just sitting there being fucked for the whole game.
I've been fucked many a time at Catan. That sounded wrong, but where you pick the wrong things, and then you're like, well, that's me not having anything but fucking wheat for the next hour and a half.
It sounds quite like Dungeon and Dragon-y.
No, not at all.
No.
It's because Dungeons & Dragons is like, I attempted to play that once.
Oh, it's very
Dungeons & Dragons is just improv.
Yeah, it's basically just improv. I didn't really enjoy it. I just wasn't really getting into it. But
people get very into it. They get very into it. I do need to explain to you though, over the next few years, as somebody who's about to have a child, board games are about to be ruined for you.
Yeah.
Because quite often my son's favourite thing to say as I'm trying to teach him a board game is, let's just start and then we'll see what happens.
Yes.
And you have to, because otherwise they won't listen to rules. They don't. They wander off. So you just have to start, and then you just end up playing a version. And if you are at all, anxiety driven or nerdy about gaming, it can drive you a little bit nuts. I'm not, but I am married to somebody who is. They're like,
you're saying I'm going to have to be pro play rather than pro game for like the next 8 years, and then maybe we hit the hallowed Valhalla of 8+ on the box.
On the box.
And I might be able to enjoy it as well.
And you're not allowed to win.
Yeah. Well, my dad stopped playing chess with me when I started beating him, which really really hampered my chess development.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be saying other cool things like that over the rest of the episode.
Shall we move on to the next little bit? This is Jay's Joy Killers. Alex, this is the part of the pod where we ask, what is killing your joy?
I'd love to have a really big, clear, shiny answer. I can give you a specific joy kill moment, which was I experienced a very rare total train termination the other day. I don't know if have you ever had a total train termination?
I have.
We're just stopped, and it's the last train. I'm not like, the 3 p.m. is like it was the last train. It was supposed to be going back to London. It finished in Luton. And
you don't want to be left in Luton.
I was left in Luton, but it was very it was one of the only. It was one of about 2 times in my life when I've ever walked into a hotel and then gone, can I have a room? It just feels so weird when you go, can I have a room now? Can I have a room for now?
Yes,
I've not pre-booked this room. Can I have a room? I would like to. I didn't know that I was going to sleep here 8 minutes ago. I would now can I now sleep here? I will pay some money to sleep here now.
So they just kicked you off and were like, deal with it. You're in Luton now.
The driver was more ambiguous. He was like, it might go. But in my experience, in these situations, it will take another 2 to 3 hours, and we're coming to the end of our 12-hour shift, so we will probably have to go off shift. So
what happens if you can't afford a hotel, or like what happens in that situation? Because you would think they would have to get a bus to you.
There was some bus, but it was like there was recommendations that maybe you could get late night buses from Luton Airport, or there was like get an Uber, but it was obviously impossible to get an Uber because it was like it's a surge fare of 10 billion%.
Wow.
Because we realised that there's a whole train. So that sort of killed my joy.
Total
slightly.
train termination.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
That's awful.
Yeah.
The last one is brutal, and you're just be like, oh my god, there's nothing worse. You just want to get home.
People aren't delighted when that happens.
No.
But the only thing that occurred to me was that it's just a very that I think that if you're booking a hotel on the day, if you like walk into the hotel lobby and book a hotel, I think you're either having like an unexpectedly exciting night or the worst night.
Yeah.
It's never a medium night.
It's either one or the other.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, he's by himself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess he's not having the best time.
It's not the
Or
best
he's really
time.
treating himself.
Yeah. I couldn't.
Has this guy's marriage broken down?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just total train termination. Oh well, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the failure of public transport. It's the end of a relationship, or it's the beginning of a relationship. And sometimes possibly both at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Yeah, that'll do it.
Anything killing your joy of recent?
What's been killing my joy of recent? God, I'm trying to think. Oh, anything I'll think what you ever think.
My car blew up.
Yes, what happened with this?
So I don't know. I mean, it could be fine. It could be about to die. I've no idea. It came up. I was coming on the way back from a gig, and it went, stop driving your car. That's what it said.
Oh my
It
God.
came up, stop driving your car. Total fuel pump issue, problem, or something like that. And I went, oh, and then it started to shudder, and I went, oh, that's not a good sign.
Oh my God.
I happened to just be outside the Stand Comedy Club in Glasgow, and I knew that the old Stand Comedy Club parking was still accessible, and so I managed to get it there, and then I had to dump it. Now that was a pain in the ass, but I was just like, right, we're just gonna have to leave it here.
I've never had to do the number one, I'm very sorry about a car. I hope that's going to be okay.
Oh.
And number two, in terms of where you were and getting it to did you have to do the equivalent of like when a pilot like glides in when the
Yeah,
engine's
I had to
failed?
glide.
So you were
It had
like,
to, 'cause what
Tom
happened was-
Hanks was there being like, we can do this.
Yeah.
Like,
What happened was it was still going, but it had no power. So it was just, so I literally like had to put my hazards on. Luckily it was quite late at night, so the people weren't.
but you're not braking at a Pelican Crossing, is what you're saying.
No.
You're like, I appreciate pedestrian priority in 99.9% of circumstances, but I'm exerting some car privilege right now.
But my issue was that so I just had to abandon it, and I came home on the train, and all day last Friday was just me screaming at people. I had 3 very helpful ladies who were brilliant, but a lot of it was me. Whenever I got a man on the phone, there was issues. There was issues, particularly with Citron.
Fuck the French. That's all we're
So
saying.
basically what has happened is this has nothing to do with why my car broke down, but Citroen has had to do a big recall on some sort of part, and they now have all the parts, and so everybody who had the recall is now getting their cars fixed, to the point where where they said the first Citroen, and it has to go to Citroen because it's under 3 years old, right? It's only 30 months old, the car, so it has to go to Citroen because it's under warranty. July was the first appointment that I could get for the car, and the car was in Glasgow and I was in Edinburgh, and so then I had to phone the breakdown people. This is very dull. I had to phone the breakdown people, and then they were like, well, you've only got breakdown recovery for 15 miles, and I was like, listen, speak to Citroen. I would love to give you a garage within 15 miles, but it's got to come back to Edinburgh. And then when I spoke to Citroen, I told them I was still in the car, right, because I thought that's going to give me wiggle, right? And he went, yeah, and I said, you're going to need to find a garage within 15 miles of Glasgow that I can take this car to. And he was like, yeah, I'll get back to you. And luckily I went, like, how long will that be? And he went, 3 to 5 working days. And I was like, I'm sitting on the side of the road. I'm sitting on the side of the road in this car. And he went, yeah, I do not know what to tell you. So that's a very bad French accent.
Great.
Oh, right.
Drag them.
But it wasn't just a man, it was a French man. To
It was
be
a
fair,
French man as well.
that's
It was a
double
French
whammy.
man, yeah.
Oh my God.
But eventually, the lovely lady at the breakdown recovery thing went, I'm just going to get them to take it back to your house. We'll just say that that's what's happening. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
So well out. Thank you, Hayley, from Policy Direct Recovery.
That's terrifying though, to just be on the motorway and it's like, stop driving. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was
We're coming
pretty. It could have been a lot worse. Loads of it could have been a lot worse. But I now have a broken down car.
Oh my
So,
God. That
and I have to find somewhere. And then the other thing is, I now need to figure, because I can't drive it. It's actually now working, right? It turns on and it drive. Like I've not driven it anywhere, but you can turn it on, and like the guy had to drive it off the truck. He had to drive it on the truck and off the truck, and he went, "There's nothing wrong with this car." And I was like, "It told me not to drive it, and if I drive it and it blows up, then I am fucked. So I'm not driving it." And he was like, "No, you're quite right not to drive it." He says, "But I think it might have just been." So we don't know. It might have just had a turn.
Right.
The car
might have a funny turn.
The car might be a bit like myself.
A wee
and
hot
sometimes
flush.
gets a wee hot flush. It's like, oh, fuck.
I'm not doing this anymore.
Me.
And then actually...
Just stop driving me now.
Yeah.
But whenever the mechanic comes, you just stop getting the hot flush. And then,
Hi, sir. I'm fine. So that's.
So what are you driving now?
I'm driving a fancy car.
Oh.
I don't know what type it is. I don't care. It heats. It's got bum heating seats.
Oh, that's very fancy.
Difficult to go back.
And the wheel heats up.
Oh, that is fancy.
If I get cold hands.
Very nice.
So that's nice. I mean, coming into the spring, it's ideal. It has been lent to me by someone who earns very much more than I do. So, thanks.
So they not give you a replacement car?
I haven't even bothered to ask because this person went, "You can have my car," and I went, "That sounds good. I'm just going to do that because I can't speak to anybody else on the phone. I cannot."
What a legend.
Okay, they are a legend.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Just keep it for however long you want."
Oh
And
my
I was
God.
just like, yeah,
It's good to have friends with money.
it's great.
Borrow their big fancy cars.
It's great.
Oh, well, that sucks. Well, hopefully...
That sucks. So that's what's killing my joy. It's not even so much cars blowing up. It's bureaucracy and red tape and people who say, "Oh, we'll get back to you in 3 to 5 working days." Motherfucking roads.
Yeah, and they just... that's so annoying.
Yeah, so that was
complex
annoying.
supply chains that have unexpected consequences.
Yes, I know. So anyway, I'm not buying Citroen again, and I'm going to get rid of this car once I get it back. Even if they're like, it's absolutely fine, I'm just gonna be like, let's get rid of this car.
Let's get another one.
I don't trust you anymore. The trust has been broken.
Yeah, that's fair.
The trust has been. Once the trust is gone, Alex, they cannot get
They
it back.
can't get it back. The only thing I would enjoy is that I feel like every car, I think there should be one systems failure warning. They say there's like 1,000 different things that go wrong in your car.
Yeah.
I think there should be one that wherever it's being driven, that particular warning always comes up in the original language of the car manufacturer.
Right.
So like, I think it would just been fun if everything that happened to you had happened, but it went instead like, "Ooh la la, c'est impossible. Conduire impossible maintenant. Désolé." Like,
That would have made it slightly less stressful, I guess, other than the...
you'd be like, "Oh, how whimsical." And then the car stops. You're like,
I
"Oh,
read it in the Scottish accent, like, "Don't fucking drive!
Yeah.
Stop! Don't touch me!
It'd be better if we had a little dueling
This
well,
car's
man.
fucked!"
Fucking leave me be. Leave me in the
Listen, we're fucked in. We're totally fucked.
Wow. Shall we do headlines? Now, the story that the rocket
that.
didn't
This one
make
that
it.
the rocket didn't
This
beat.
actually is not even particularly interesting, the story, but I did.
Oh no, you bigged it up. You can't undercut it now.
I thought it was interesting. So basically, it's about Tinder, right?
Oh.
Tinder has
Tinder.
changed. They're using AI to match with you. So there's this option that will go into your camera roll and scan all of your information to then match
Why
you with
not
somebody.
give them more information?
Right, so I'll scan all your... So I'll tell you what, God knows what we've got on there. And there's also astrology mode where you can like get your astrology matched and then it'll check your music. So this is new, and I think this is a little bit invasive. But I mean, people say Tinder is a cesspit, so maybe this is going to be helpful to just get people. But I was like, because everyone's got Like, my camera roll is just filled with like screenshots of things I've bought online and need to remember receipts and like pictures of my straighteners to make sure I've turned them off. You know, it's not very interesting.
What kind of a person do you think that will match then, AI wise, if it's like a lot of vintage screenshots?
Oh, probably someone with a shopping addiction. It's probably some more OCD that needs to remember to turn the electricals off. So yeah, and then the astrology mode is, don't get me started on
or someone who can facilitate your shopping addiction,
maybe
ideally.
Sugar daddy. This is what we're wanting.
I'm not using that phrase, but if you
do have a husband, so I'm not actually actively going to pay.
You seem very interested in Tinder and
babe,
what's going
don't
on
worry
with
about
it. More so than the moon.
But we talked about that at the start, so it's fine. But yeah, I just thought that was. I was like, I don't
think
know
of
what
anything. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't think of anything that AI has made better.
No, I don't think so.
Everything that I can think of that AI has been involved in seems much, much worse.
Yeah, because it's just not quite there yet.
I mean, I'm terrified. I don't want it to get there.
No,
I don't like it. I'm watching a television series at the moment where one of the main characters, their wife has died. And she's alive via AI, so she's talking to her wife on AI every day as if she's not dead, and it's very. And I'm like, I don't want that to be a thing. I don't. That's like
that might be
what we were writing sci-fi novels about in the 60s and 70s, and now it's happening. And what makes us human? And I just I don't think I wouldn't trust AI to.
But if you were going to get a shag out of it,
no,
would you forgo your personal information? Because there's a lot of people that would. I think a lot of men would be like, yeah.
I know.
So I don't know.
Which is lazy, isn't it?
So lazy.
It's just like
you don't have to talk to anyone. Don't even need to. We'll just send you some bitches and just swipe left and right and let you know what you want.
But it's just like, maths and computers is all well and good for doing stuff which is like a chore.
Yeah.
But like, isn't this what is the purpose of being alive, making connections with other people or art? And then when it's like the AI can help us do art and find love, I'm like, go away.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you know what I want the AI to be able to do? And I'm finding it very irritating that it's not. Is as somebody who is having to fucking make their tax digital.
Oh yeah.
Like, why can't I just pick up my phone and go, this is what I did today, and then it makes my books and sends my invoice. That's what I want AI for.
Yeah.
I want to just be able to speak, because I've downloaded the stuff and apparently it's very intuitive, and it's not.
You're thinking spreadsheets, not bedsheets for AI. That's the slogan.
There we go. Slogan.
Okay.
That's the slogan for AI. Spreadsheets, not bedsheets. Yeah. And I find it terrifying. I find the whole concept of it terrifying.
Yeah.
And I feel like an old time, but I'm old.
You think people should be prospecting for love, like in a river in California?
Yeah,
trying to find nuggets of non-toxic men.
Shit to get the gold.
But I feel that's how when people were when phones became a thing, and like the old prospectors were like, "Don't take the phones. What's that box? What the pictures?" I don't know what the accent that was.
It's great. It's almost as good as your French one. So you fucking nailed that.
I don't know why I never used that accent.
I know it, Bill. You need to do more accents in your set, actually, Jay, I think.
But just be cancelled quicker.
That's true. But there is sort of, I know people and this is a lot of the Gen Zs that they will talk to ChatGPT every day. Like they talk to it like it's their friend.
I don't get that.
No, that's terrifying to me.
It's like that thing that's going through the courts at the minute where the guy had the ChatGPT told him to unalive himself, and I'm like, I don't understand how this happened. I don't understand the concept of it. I yell at Siri, tell me when it's 3:00 every day so that I remember to pick my child up.
Right. But that's just an alarm.
Yeah.
That's just an alarm. That's not like...
It's all the time I speak to the bitch.
And she doesn't like our accents.
She doesn't. She's
a fucking lazy bitch.
No, I'm not.
What do you think about AI, Alex?
I don't like that sort of thing. I think that it's it's fundamentally pathetic to want to be friends with an AI for the same it's the same logic of basically not wanting to be challenged in a relationship with a human being, isn't it?
Yeah.
and going like, I would like my little AI to go like, what a great idea, Alex. It's like, no, when I try a new joke out on my wife will often go some combination of that's not funny and or you haven't made that clear enough for me to understand, and I find it very upsetting, but it is actually better for me than for her to just go, that's so funny, Alex, that's really great, no notes, and then like it's pathetic.
It's definitely not good to be using in your dating life.
I don't think you should be using it. No. I'm no for that. I'm very into like I am intrigued as being somebody who's never did online dating because it wasn't really a thing when I was on the market. When I was on the market,
was
I was on the market. that accent needs to
Jay's
change.
from the 1820s.
So I do get quite interested in, and like I find it really weird when I'm comparing and how did you guys meet, and there's like Hinge and Rhea.
Yeah, that's for the rich people.
Learning all about Rhea recently.
It's weird that, isn't it? Because it is red now because it was like celebs, but now is it just like and if you're rich,
profile.
And if you're
if you've got money, and I think you have to be invited by somebody on it, so you can't just join up. But it's like. I think it's like £20 a month or something.
Rare is like expensive. In the Hunger Games, would you be one of the people cackling watching the Hunger Games? In which case you can go Rare.
100%.
Great, fantastic.
Yeah. So there's loads, and then Bumble and Hinge
and there's another one that's just for creative people.
Field, that's for the sort of sexually adventurous people.
Oh, is
adventurous people,
that have sex in fields.
Yeah, exactly.
Like as an exhibitionist, I don't know.
Very bizarre.
Horny people and scarecrows. Those are the two main users of that service.
People that like stand with their arms up.
So
not for us.
But anyway, Alex, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Do you want to tell the people what you're up to, where they can find you, what you're doing?
Well, I will definitely not be coming to the Edinburgh Fringe for a full month for vis-a-vis impending baby. Might come up for a couple of days. A number of factors depending. But I will be on tour at some point, probably realistically autumn 2027. Alex Kealy on Instagram. I'm trying to put more videos up there. Those would be the main. That'd be come watch me on a tour at some point and follow me on Instagram, Alex Kealy. There you go.
Yeah.
Ask Siri to put a timer in for 2027 Alex Kealy tour. And
just
she'll
any
remind
time.
you. Anytime.
Don't be specific. You should go set an alarm for 2027. Your choice of date, Siri. Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice.
She wakes you up at 3 a.m. Alex Kealy tour.
You email me. I'm like, I've not written the show yet. Like I will be on tour, but it's more of a November thing rather than a Feb.
What are you up to?
I'm up and down the country, gigging. Yeah. Birmingham, Leeds. I'm going to Corfu. Be on a ship.
Oh, very
be on
exciting.
a cruise.
Yeah. You excited for that?
No, I've seen Titanic, so I'm fucking terrified about this. But I booked about 7 of them for next year, so I'll be doing that. You can find me at jayjaylaffs.
Yes, and I'm at itshannahcampbell on Instagram and kind of all over the place.
Thanks very much for coming on the pod.
Thanks for coming on the pod, Alex.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, watching, whatever you've done, however you have enveloped us.
So much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.